Today, I'd like to title this The Donkey Named Christopher. Sometimes you hear things in the readings and something doesn't strike you right. And I'm one of those people that when that happens to me, the reading goes on, but I'm stuck on this silly thing that hits me in the gospel. Uh, so on Palm Sunday, Jesus sends his disciple to look for two jackasses, not one, the jackass, the she jackass, and the colt. Now, I have a picture of Jesus standing on the backs of these jackasses riding into town, like Goliath, one of those Roman emperors coming into town and showing off his power. And then think, well, maybe he laid down on the one donkey and had his feet on the other one. But then I read the rest of the story, and it becomes obvious that people put their cloaks over the donkey, so the poor donkey couldn't see. But the mother donkey always knows where the baby donkey is. The jackass always knows where his baby is. And so the jackass who couldn't see could follow the disciples leading the little colt, and donkey or the jackass wouldn't lose its way. And, I was thinking, really, the jackass didn't know that it was carrying Jesus. Uh, Jackasses are very stupid animals. They very stubborn animals too, by the way. And Jesus calls a sheep, which is only one step above a jackass, I think. He doesn't call us that, but he treats us like that. He makes us walk by faith. He cloaks us. So we don't know that the cross we carry, that the burden we carry is really Jesus. We always think, well, if I had a different cross, a different burden, things would be much better in my life. I could really do something with my life. But uh, it doesn't work out that way. It's just I have to carry the burden that Jesus puts on me. And without seeing it, without knowing where I'm going, I just have to follow along. Uh, I always love the other story of the jackass in the Bible, which is the jackass who was talking. He was telling the prophet, who was not a good prophet, by the way, Balaam, that, there's an angel going to kill you because you're not doing what God wants. And he keeps beating the jackass. That's how you get jackasses to move. And that's how I move up. Unless I get beaten down, unless I feel pain, I really am not excited about doing a lot of things. But that's how God moves us, stubborn jackasses, to move. He gives us a little pain, a little sickness, a failure, a little something that makes us get off the dime and move our jackass. And so this Balaam was being beaten by his master. And so finally, in frustration, the jackass gets the gift of gab, and he turns and says, I've never disobeyed you. I always take you where you want to go. Can't you see that angel with the sword going to kill you? And I'm trying to lead you away, and you're beating me? Isn't that the truth, how God treats us? We want to fly right to sin, to whatever it is that we want to do with our life, foolish jackass that we are. And don't ever tell me you never heard a jackass talk, because every time you go to church, you say, what does that jackass know about life? That's about the priest. We say that all the time. And yet, he's trying to get us to follow the way that leads away from the sword and the angel of death. But we don't want to see that road. We are blinded, and it's not by the cloaks. That's why I titled the story and the jackass named Christopher, because he carried Christopher. He carried Christ, Christ bearer. That's what it means. Though he didn't know it. And he carried him to the false day of glory. And then he went back to being a jackass and his ordinary life. And the people went back to their ordinary life, blind and content with eating grass or smoking grass, whatever the case may be, but not changed. And then when they get a chance, it comes within a few days, they turn on the one that they applauded and waved fronds toward. But that's tomorrow's story. today, ask God to make you realize that the burden you carry many times is Jesus. Uh, you don't know how he gets there. You don't know who put him there, but somehow he expects us jackasses to be his bearer into the world with cloaked eyes, on faith, following the sense of this world, because his sense certainly doesn't lead us anywhere good, and to avoid the angel of death. We really are foolish jackasses and really don't know where we're going. But God has a plan, and God sends his disciples to lead us to the Last Supper, and from there to the Garden of Olives, and from there to the glorification of Christ on the cross. Strange glory, isn't it? Today's reading. How can that be glory? To be stripped bare and to be a failure and a jailbird, and yet that's God's glory. When you think you have life figured out, get under some cloak someplace and ask God to beat you until you're smart again and not senseless, because if we're senseless, we start senseless. And God beats some sense into us and tells us, do what I tell you, follow what I tell you, and you'll find your right way. I hope that he'll do that to me, because this jackass is blind. Have a good day and have a holy week.